What's up, Geek Reactions? ENT. Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're wondering what this is the microphone that I'm usually holding in my videos. I really don't feel like holding it, so I'm gonna speak to you guys like this. Hopefully you can hear it and it registers well. But we're gonna be reacting to the Real Rejects today. This is a channel that does reactions, discussions, and breakdowns when they feel like it, you know what I'm saying? And it's a channel I really enjoy watching. Behind Tyrone, Magnus, New Rockstars, the Real Rejects is on the top of my list for one of the most recommended channels that you could watch. So if you're not subscribed to them, go ahead and subscribe to them right now. Just let them know in the comments section that I sent you guys, you know. And for all of my new guys that are watching the channel, I hope you guys are enjoying the content so far. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, go check those out. You can find those on my channel. Just, you know, probably even under this video, it's probably recommended for you because of you watching this. So don't hesitate to go check those out, show those some love, and recommend me to your friends and families. Hopefully I'll be at 10K subscribers by summer. Hopefully, you know, anything could happen, so I'm not counting on it, but hopefully. But we're gonna react to this and see what they have to say. It says Zack Snyder, I don't believe him, and Ray Fisher's fired probably. Now, I've been hearing a lot of things about Ray Fisher's Cyborg being recast. I don't believe them, especially with everything going on with Warner Brothers, Josh Whedon, and him at the moment. It doesn't look good with Warner Brothers firing him for that, you know, for that situation. But again, it's Hollywood and they do some underhanded, sneaky things. So let's go ahead and watch this video to see what the Real Rejects have to say about this. Hopefully one day, if I'm on the caliber to be able to collab with you guys, I get to collab with you guys because I really enjoy what you guys have to say and your thoughts and ideas about a lot of the things that happen in movies, such as comic book movies, and your reactions. I hope to be able to collab with a reaction with you guys one day. That's like on my bucket list, along with Tyrone Magnus, you know. So, oh, by the way, if you guys aren't subscribed to Tyrone Magnus's backup channel or his main channel, go show both of those some love. I will be leaving those in the description below. He's going through it right now with YouTube, putting a pause on his channel, his main channel, for a week. This is how this man makes his living. So go show him some love. Let's just hop on into this video because I've been talking for too long.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to quote the Joker right now. It's all part of the plan. I'm calling bullshit on my man Zack Snyder right here today.
No
BS. Okay,
he's definitely going to continue the DCU.
Out of the way. I'm a very big champion of the Snyder Cut. I'm very excited for it. Remember when everyone was like, oh, that Snyder Cut's never going to come out.
It doesn't exist.
A lot of us had faith that one day it would happen. Zack Snyder doubted it for a while, a good amount of time, and now look where he is today. I like the BVS Ultimate Edition, and if you saw our rank of the DCU films, Man of Steel's in our top 3. This is by no means a jab at Zack Snyder. I actually think what he's doing is really smart. Let's break it down, people. So recently, Snyder himself said he has no plans to continue his DCEU after the Snyder Cut comes out on HBO Max. Here's the full quote. He was on Comic Book Debate. He said, look, I never thought I'd be here doing this. I didn't think I'd be finishing Justice League. The truth is, and it's been widely reported, and I have no issue, this is an old movie. This is a years-old movie I'm working on. The DC Universe has gone and branched off and done its own thing, and that's fine. Is it? Is it, Zachary? As far as what I did and as far as what my vision for what I wanted to do with these characters and the journey I wanted them to go on, it's well known that I planned on more movies. 5 movies or something. It's kind of like an ambiguous plan. But I'm busy. I've got a lot going on. I mean, yeah, in the middle of assembling the Snyder Cut, he's also been doing his Netflix zombie movie as well. Is it cool?
Army of the Dead.
Have so much faith in the trajectory? Yes, it's amazing. And I couldn't be happier, and I'm excited for them to see Justice League so they can really drink the entire elixir of Justice League. What a good word, elixir. But would I continue? I have no plan to. But like I said, I didn't think I'd be here. So who knows?
There it is.
Who knows?
Definitely going to.
You clever dog. I'm so proud of the way you're doing this. This is just reminding me of the Spider-Man situation all over again. What we call public negotiations. I think Zack Snyder is in the ultimate position. Ever since this pandemic, with the movie industry, we've all been twiddling our thumbs going, which streaming thing is really going to be the ultimate game changer? And it looks like the answer is going to be an HBO Max, right? When Wonder Woman 1984 dropped there, people were like, dude, game changer. And then they announced all the movies, game changer. I really think for DC moving forward, it's going to be the Snyder Cut. It's very apparent that they don't only pay attention to box office success, they also pay attention to critical and audience reception as well. Depending on if, I think already the subscriptions are secured for Snyder Cut, but I think on audience and critical reception, if that is good, this is just the perfect opportune time for Zack Snyder once that comes out, and if it's received well, for him to negotiate so that way he can have the ultimate creative freedom moving forward. We all know Zack Snyder's at his best when he's able to have his creative freedom. His director cuts 99% of the time are better than the theatrical cuts. And if the Snyder Cut proves to be like, oh yeah, people really love this, that's just going to give him the leeway to open up the negotiation doors for, okay, but if I do this, more money and full creative control. That is what I think he's doing right here. It's like those Spider-Man deals, you know? It's all public negotiations. He knows what he's doing. AT&T is the one running the Warner Brothers shit at the end
That's
of the day
true.
now. Oh, God.
This is a real
While this is on a commercial, I'm going to mute this really quick. Because if this turns out to be a huge success and everyone's hopes that it is, Warner Media, Warner Max, AT&T, us, if this turns out to be a success, they're going to throw more money at him, and Zack is definitely going to do it. Let's say they give him $100 million to do another movie that has anything to do with the DCEU. You better believe Zack Snyder will come back and finish off his stories. Yes, everything is branched off into its own universe, but you know, most of it still has its fingers in Zack Snyder's world. You know what I'm saying? Aquaman, Mira alluding to defeating Steppenwolf, which I assume is going to be in the Snyder Cut. It was in the theatrical, yes, but I'm assuming that's going to have a bigger role in the Snyder Cut. Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman, when Bruce sent Diana the photo at the beginning of Wonder Woman, and then, you know,
amazing. What's next?
1984 didn't just.
Wanted to do for years was start
what the hell happened with that? Oh God, I had high hopes for that. But you know, stuff happens. Let's get back into what the real rejects have to say about this.
God, and I can only imagine he probably would rather be working with the HBO wing of that than the WB wing of that.
They're giving him so much creative control.
But I have to imagine that in the theatrical world, where they still want to put movies out that way, it would probably be a lot harder for him to secure that amount of control. I feel like HBO Max, too, would make a great opportunity to separate the universes, because they clearly have certain things that are going in their movie world that could perhaps... And he's used the phrase Elseworlds to describe certain issues with Wonder Woman 1984 and Diana and certain issues of that, and so I feel like, especially if they're going to keep, you know, this Diana Prince in the movie sphere, it makes a lot of sense to have him continue in a more TV-oriented or episodic format where he can dig into his deep, gritty, dark, thematic material that he loves to cover so much.
And then he can bring his decapitating Wonder Woman into his Snyderverse.
Wearing a necklace of heads.
I'd love to see that
I
version.
love that really photo. Cool. I need to get a poster of that.
It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. I know there's been a back and forth on the internet. Hey, is this Wonder Woman? This seems to be totally out of character. Looks cool, but out of character. But as a lot of people have come to the forefront in talking about that Wonder Woman image, there's variations of the comic. I feel like usually it's Elseworlds versions of Wonder Woman where she's, you know, someone who's ruthless, decapitates people, but there's other versions as well.
Injustice too.
She's not unlikely to decapitate a head here or there. Yeah, I'd love to see that version brought to life when clearly that was part of his original planning. Gal Gadot seemed game to do it. She did the photo, so yeah.
Although, to be fair, I mean, on the most recent movie, and she's a producer on that, they partly opted to take, like, the sword and shield out because they thought that would be a bit too on the aggressive side. So I've been curious about what her stance specifically is on these things, because I get a good sense for how Patty Jenkins feels.
So yeah, guys, to sum it up, DCU, as we've all come to experience, it's all trial and error the way these guys work. Whatever works, they keep it going. What doesn't work, they scrap it. And that's actually a big part of why I really like the DCEU. Some people will say that's part of the flaw within its system. For me, I feel like the DCEU is what's cool about it, especially now, is how wildly different their films are. The variations of them, I think, are really neat. Some of them are just okay to me, a couple I don't like, and then there's a good handful I really do love. At the end of the day, I like the creative integrity of really mixing it up. But anywho, is Ray Fisher fired? Let's talk about that a little bit.
No, they're not going to fire him.
Recast for the Flash.
Here's what's happening here. Ray Fisher supposedly was never supposed to even be in Flashpoint. Mark Hughes, he tweeted out, the rumors of Cyborg recasting are a lie. Cyborg is not in the Flash, and the role is not being recast. I've confirmed this with the studio. The rumor is false. Okay, all right, I can get on board with that. But guys, look, let's face facts here. When it comes to the DCEU films, Ray Fisher's gone. He's out. Undoubtedly, he's gone. Walter Hamada just renewed his contract, a multi-year contract. Very recently, Ray Fisher said, Walter Hamada is the most dangerous kind of enabler. His lies and WBPR's failed September 4th hit piece sought to undermine the very real issue of the Justice League investigation. I will not participate in any production associated with him. So when he's going out there saying that, insulting the head, the boss, the main guy to answer to when it comes to playing Cyborg, he's out.
Well,
he's gone.
It seems to be the only way to do it.
Wait, no, I didn't mean to mute you.
Because at this
I meant
point,
to pause
they're not
you.
going to sit around and
No,
smile.
I won't agree. I won't agree with that statement simply because AT&T and Warner Media and then Warner Bros. He's the exec of Warner Bros. That he doesn't run Warner Media or AT&T. So if AT&T and Warner Media says you're still on for Cyborg, this is what we're gonna do with you, then he's still on for Cyborg. Now, I forgot his name. He can say no, I don't want you in any of our movies. If Warner Bros. And Warner Media do totally different things with the DCEU, of course they're not gonna bring him back to play Cyborg in Warner Brothers. But Warner Media and AT&T will have a larger say-so on if Ray Fisher comes back as Cyborg. If you remember right, Warner Brother executives were saying that the Snyderverse would never come out. Now we have Warner Media and AT&T that greenlit Zack Snyder to release his vision of the movie. So you know, I get what they're saying, but you know, it's totally different executives and PRs and all of this at this point. It's two totally like the multiverse. It's two different universes.
While, you know, Zack Snyder brings him on for 10 more movies or something like that, if that were to happen.
And I'm not even talking from a place of, do I side with Ray Fisher or do I side with WB and how they've been handling the whole Ray Fisher case? I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the fact that, dude, you insulted the head guy who just got a multi-year contract deal. End of the day, he's more valuable right now for DC than you are. I think Ray Fisher's going to be gone, but here's the other side of the equation here. I believe it was Walter Hamada who did say in the New York Times article, it was like a WB studio executive at DC. I believe it might have been Walter Hamada. Feel free to correct me. The Snyder Cut is a narrative cul-de-sac. It's a dead end that leads nowhere. So basically implying that there's no path forward with it. That should be the end-all, be-all. Just let it be this one-time
look
event.
at it.
That's his take on it. Him being the head of DC Films, it's like, all right, I guess that's it after the Snyder Cut. That might even lead more people to go, yeah, that makes more sense why Zack Snyder doesn't have any more plans going forward. Like, he's just going to can those additional movie ideas that he had with the momentum he's garnered from the Snyder Cut. It just doesn't make sense for him to not do it. Like I said earlier, AT&T is the one who's really calling the shots right now. It's very apparent. We just look at what happened with HBO Max and the crazy uproars that happened there. It's clearly AT&T's call. They're the ones in charge. And if Snyder Cut proves to be a success, maybe we won't see Cyborg appear in any of the DCEU films, but in the subsidiary category of the Snyderverse is where I think Cyborg's Ray Fisher's legacy can still carry on. Because you might not have to talk to Mr. Walter Hamada. He could just work directly through Zack Snyder, who clearly loves Ray Fisher.
Well, that's the big thing that makes me quite curious about how this constellation fits together, because it seems like it would cause problems for Zack Snyder to have, you know, this whole Ray Fisher situation not resolved in any way. And I mean, while I could see that being a bridge, like him working through Zack Snyder, it's still associated with Walter Hamada, and so I don't know how that would actually fit into Ray Fisher's philosophy thus far of accountability over entertainment, because, you know, I mean, he's the head. Yeah, you can't really escape him, because even if you're just at HBO, you're still WB, you're still AT&T. I would be very surprised if Ray Fisher gets to continue at all. Although, I mean, I could definitely see what you're saying with Zack Snyder. I mean, even if he doesn't have an exact plan for what follows the Snyder Cut, if that's something, like with all this debate about, you know, filmmakers up in arms about, I don't want my movie released on HBO Max and whatnot, you know, they could probably see an opportunity to increase a streaming-only piece of content through Zack Snyder, and maybe he comes up with something else or something more contained or whatever. Yeah, I don't see how Ray Fisher continues of his own accord or anyone else's.
Probably
really,
not
it's
in
just
the
gonna be more problems
DCEU.
and more distraction, more controversy.
But in
the
Zack
more
Snyder's
they have his
universe,
face in there.
he'll continue.
Perhaps, but I think
Playing
when Snyder
Cyborg.
Cut comes out and they see that Cyborg really is the heart of that Snyder Cut movie, I think people are gonna want more of him.
True. Anything can
And
happen.
I think it's subject to change. Guys, what do you think? Do you believe Zack Snyder? Do you think Cyborg, Ray Fisher, is officially out? Or do you think he will have a future continuing in the Snyderverse films? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe, click that notification bell, hit that like button. We'll catch you guys soon.
Now listen, if you guys aren't subscribed to The Real Rejects, go subscribe to The Real Rejects, right? But I don't agree with the Zack Snyder and the Ray Fisher thing. Not from them, but I think Zack Snyder is going to come back. If the money's right, if the price is right, and if the reception for Justice League is phenomenal, of course they're going to want to bring him back and do more to finish out the story arc that was started with Man of Steel, right? Richard Armada, I think his name is, or whatever, Armada. I know the last name's Armada. As far as that goes, if AT&T deems Ray Fisher worthy enough to continue the moniker of Cyborg in movies, he's going to be brought back. AT&T is above Richard Armada. Now, I don't know if he is the CEO of AT&T, which I highly doubt. I don't know if he runs anything. I did hear them say he runs Warner Brother Films. So, you know, it's a very tedious thing. I'm not very knowledgeable in information like this. I'm just your average moviegoer, your average fan. Well, not your average fan. I'm a big DCEU fan. I love comic books. I love Marvel. I love all of those. But as far as critiquing and stuff like that, I'm not, you know, a professional at it. I give my inputs. But let me know in the comment section what you think of all of this. Let me know what you think of it from their end and my end. And if you're new to the channel, again, don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel. You know, it'll help out the channel a lot. I love you guys. I hope to see you in the next video. Again, go follow Tyrone Magnus. Show that man some love. He genuinely deserves it. Been on YouTube for almost 10 years, and it's sad to see what happened. Go check it out. Go subscribe to his channels, and